And so I just have to ask you, ladies, it sounds like you may have a little bit of interest in maybe some DC stuff. I don't know if there's a lot or
I love
not.
DC.
Keisha's the DC
I
girl
love
out of the
DC.
two of us.
Like, yeah, DC got my heart and soul. My dad, shout out to him. He wasn't like he was a Star Wars person, even though he wouldn't consider himself a nerd. He was a Star Wars person, and he also loved Justice League. So I grew up with Jon Stewart, and so like, yeah. So I love DC, and Green Lanterns have always. While I don't know everything, please don't question me up on everything. But like, I've always had a love for Green Lanterns, and when Joe came out, I was like, "Oh, black woman,
yeah,
let's go."
yes." And she's swag. She got swag.
Listen,
dripped to the
jaw. Had that shit on.
No,
but I just wanted to know what y'all felt about Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Aaron.
See how we have different reactions, right?
I see there seems to be some sort of consistent reaction with the ladies that get this news. I can't help but feel like my wife is so interested in Green Lantern all of a sudden out of nowhere. We got to get tickets for Green Lantern, even though it's a show coming on Max. We got to get tickets for it, and we don't want to wait. Like, ladies, I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Your level of excitement for Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. I guess that we can say that you all are a smidge excited.
You go ahead first, Bree.
We have had this conversation because, and you wrong for putting that up, but we have had this conversation because while Aaron Pierre is one hell of a specimen, I'm not going to lie about that.
Yes.
We both agreed that Jon Stewart should have been represented how he was in the comics. Canonically, he's been a dark-skinned brother. He was
created to be a dark-skinned brother.
Yeah, his story. And it's not. So here's my thing. I'm fine with changing someone's appearance if it has nothing to do with their character as a person. You know what I'm saying? Canonically. But Jon Stewart, you can't say that. So much of his identity was rooted in his experience as a black man. And I'm light-skinned, so I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a real thing. Like, and there were so many options right there. And you know that I feel strongly about this because Aaron Pierre, baby, let me tell you something, baby. But we all know that it should have been something different, and colorism is definitely at play here. So am I excited to see Aaron Pierre in anything? Run it up. I would be set.
We're gonna watch it anyway
in the theater, but we know that it should have been a dark-skinned brother for sure.
Should have.
Agreed. Keisha, you're on the same page?
Oh yeah, like I said, the character Jon Stewart was created intentionally to be the dark-skinned black man. Like, that's how it should have happened. They should have stayed true to that. It's it should have been, but like, I mean, he did fine in his other movies, so, and I'm gonna watch it anyway.
He did fine. I mean, he's
a hater. A hater.
I mean, that one movie he did where he was all, he all right, you know.
He ate that roll up. Stop playing.
Well, this is interesting because, ladies, to put a fine point on it, you know, colorism is it's a topic that I believe within the black community we are more aware of than everybody else. So when you put Milestone Comics in the hands of James Gunn, you know what I mean? And all he's thinking is, how do I get butts in seats? You know what I'm saying? I could see why the Aaron Pierre decision was made, although I agree with you, it would have been much better if we could have kept the complexion, because we do see hints of colorism disguised also as racism in some instances. Like, I look back at, there was this show that I really liked. Michael B. Jordan was involved with it. It was called Raising Dion. I don't know if y'all remember this show.
Yes, it was an indie comic first. I loved it. Yeah,
bro. So you probably read the show. So when you see the depiction of the black woman in the pages, she is a clear-cut black woman. The promotions for the pilot for the show showed a dark-skinned black woman with her boy who's like, I don't know how to raise this kid. He's magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, all right, Dion, just sit. Oh my God, Dion. You know, and then we get the swap for the actual.
They Aunt us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. And so you, as somebody in the community, you're like, you couldn't find out of all the people, and what was wrong with the woman in the, like, and so when you see it happen like this over and over, you can't help but wonder, damn. But the inner comic in me is conflicted with, okay, do we put the right complexion up? And if for some reason that person doesn't raise this, fuck that. I can't even think like that because it don't really matter at the end of the day. Like,
because I'm like, we need to
still gotta have
trust
like accurate
people,
depictions.
right? Like, we should trust people to, actually step out. Like with Sinners, like Black folks are going to come out in droves in support, I believe.
Can we have a talk about that for a second? Can we talk about it? Okay. So I definitely saw Sinners. We all saw Sinners. We loved it. Everybody here, I believe, has seen Sinners, correct?
3 times.
So I have an opinion about Sinners and what you just said. And it's not that I disagree with you, but I do think that the concept of Sinners was able to be successful because it did ride the backs of very successful Black people, mainly Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I wonder if those two were not involved in the project, would this, I mean, because it's a Ryan Coogler thing. Like, he specifically said, like, look, I want something independent, Black Panther, or how he said, you a Cali young lady, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I was don't do that. Don't do that. I want to go out there. I want to do the best job I can. You know what I mean? But Black Panther. Yeah. no, violate. Okay, all right, fine. So he basically was saying, like, no, Black Panther's cool, X-Files, all that's cool, but the best directors and the best people in my position have been able to put forth their own project independently, and that's what's led them to the most success. So Ryan Coogler has found that that success, he needs it independently, separate from Marvel, separate from all these other entities. I gotta
interject real quick. He pitched that story for years and was forced to do it independently because it was actually initially pitched as a Blade backstory type of situation.
Right, yeah.
See what happens when you read. I probably should have did that.
But yeah,
you get more than 12 books in your library. You might.
Don't do that.
First of all, this is my family album. All right, where all the pictures is from me being a kid in Disney World in St. Louis. All right,
so not even all books.
Hey, give me one of these books right here. Give me all these books. So all right, well, hey, point taken, man. Agree.